Son of a...
Hey guys, what's going on? Dreamweaver23 here, and what I want to start doing more of at least a weekly thing, is to really get in and answer some of the questions on air, because a lot of you have similar questions, and I think the information that's given out, the advice that's given, would be good to share between a lot of you guys. And it's the same question that, or same questions or whatever that, many people can get the advice. They can take it, they can use it in the best way possible. So this kind of might be the start of something. It might not, and stay in focus. It goes out of focus weirdly. But I thought I would answer this one. And this video will be titled To On3FS. On3FS. He's another YouTuber. And I'll show the video up on the screen real quick. But this is what he says. He says, I wanted to ask for your advice because me and my friends are trying to set up a gaming channel on YouTube, kind of like what you're doing. I know this could be more of the frequently asked questions because it is asked quite a bit. And you could ask for other channels for advice, but the thing is, a lot of them lack concern for personal skill of YouTube, and that's something that I do hope a lot of people really take into consideration. A lot of people think that they fail or anything like that if they don't get a channel that's got 100,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers. So I'm not asking specifically how to get big and make money, because that's not one of our main concerns. But I want to know is anything you recommend software-wise, hardware-wise, or anything that you have noticed to watch out for. Time management, and that's another one really big right there. We would love to hear from you. Please don't ignore this. It means a lot to me, and it shall not be ignored. I hope this information will come to you and come to many of you and be helpful. From the start, the easiest thing to do is to make a video and put it up. It doesn't take a lot of time or concern or effort and everything like that. Anybody can take a picture of a video of their cat and put it up on there. But what the line is drawn between the regular stuff that's out there and the good stuff that's out there, whenever it concerns especially gaming channels, it's a really fine line. What's going to set you apart? What's going to make you better? There are some people that would say that having lots of videos is what really helps you to get that move, that forward momentum, and it doesn't. That's not a key ingredient there. I've met channels that have 3 subscribers that have over 600 videos, and the content is okay. It's decent content, and there's a lot of it. And they have 3, 4, 5, 6 subscribers, and you're like, wow, what are you doing wrong? And this is a question that's that is asked frequently, and it's even asked by myself, because you see some of the bigger channels out there and they're putting out 2 or 3 videos a day, and you're thinking that's what gave them the edge. Go away, vehicle. There's a car outside. That's what gave them the edge. That's what's making them to where people are wanting to view their content more, is because they're putting up more content. And while that can be some of what it is, it's not the only thing. Whenever those channels were smaller, when they were starting off, they didn't put up 3 channels a day starting off from the get-go. Boom, 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 boom. And just put up videos. They didn't do that. They hit on key terms that are what people were looking for. Whether it was a game that people wanted to see. Typically, the easiest thing to kind of pull onto nowadays, a lot of people will say, is Minecraft. And it's actually not anymore. It's actually gotten so oversaturated with Minecraft on YouTube that the Minecraft videos aren't really promoted. They're not putting up this massive amount of content. They're putting up quality content. And that's that big concern. That's that big differentiation between what everybody does and what the few do. I'm not saying that any of my content is, super high quality and everything like that. It's stuff that I find humorous, or that I find informative, or that I find I would watch. And that's another big concern right there too, is what would you and your friends watch? What are you and your friends watching? What are the people that you and your friends are watching doing that's making it to where you pay attention to it, that you like it? If they're humorous, they have good commentary. There's a lot of times that I watch stuff that I'm not even watching the game. I'm just listening. I'm listening to the conversation that happens. I enjoy those. I think they're fun. Go away, car. Okay, that car's going to be around there for a while, so I guess you'll just have to talk and bear with it. But I enjoy the conversations that are had. I listen to it. I listen to the back and forth between, the 2 or 3 main people in the video. I used to love it whenever I had Chris and Steve on, or Insult and Steve on the Minecraft Let's Plays, and we would do those Let's Plays just because it wasn't so much, if you ever watch those videos, not a lot happened in the video. We would go out and splunking, and that was the easiest thing to do because we could sit there and mine and look for diamonds while we were talking about whatever happened that day. If it was stuff that happened at school, or if it was stuff that happened at work, we could talk about it. And there was just that conversation happening, and that's what I enjoy watching. That's what I enjoy listening to whenever, because I can put it in the background and I can play my game and just listen to what's going on, and occasionally look over and be like, oh, he ran into a creeper or whatever. So I mean, that's a good part right there. Is what do you like to watch? Do you like to watch montages, like funny, humorous montages? I know that there are quite a lot of people that do those. The hard part about those is that you typically don't keep the audience. They don't grow attached to you, the provider, the person that's talking or making these videos. There's not an attachment to you. People can't relate to a montage. They can relate to a person. It's just like in sales, retail or commission-based sales. They're not, they're there to buy a product, yeah. But they can buy a product from anybody. What's going to make them buy a product from you? If you want to gain a subscriber base that's truly there for you and your content that you're providing, what's going to make them stick with you? They can get that content anywhere. I can go around right now and look for any game that I want, and there'll be hundreds of thousands of people that are putting up videos, well, maybe even tens of thousands of people that are putting up videos towards that game. What's going to make me watch your video? For me, it's somebody that's relatable, somebody that I can understand, and that I enjoy their voice, how they talk. I enjoy the things they talk about. I enjoy the kind of stuff that they build. If we're looking at this on just a Minecraft level, looking at the stuff that they're going to that they want to watch me build, that you would like to build, that you can find humorous. If it's looking for something for Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 or PlayStation 4, any of the games that are out on different consoles, what's going to make them like your content better than anybody else's? And that's the thing, that's the key thing to figure out. You can have okay videos, but have really good content inside it, and people will subscribe to you. You can have crap content and really good quality videos, and nobody's going to watch your stuff. So find out what you find humorous. First and foremost, what do you find humorous? What can you do? What can you do regularly that won't get old, both for the people watching and for you yourself? Because you're the guy that has to sit behind the computer and edit all of this stuff. Are you going to really be able to stand there and sit for 2 hours editing a video, stuff that you don't really care for? No, it's going to get tiring. It's going to get boring. So that's the first thing that you need to do, is figure out what you're going to do and how you're going to deliver it. Second thing you need to do is have an understanding that you're not going to get successful overnight. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of determination to go through and weed through all of the haters that are out there and the people that are just going to naysay and tell you that you can't do this or you're not going to be successful or anything like that. It's going to take time. If you have, friends that are higher up, it can go a little bit quicker. Higher up in the subscriber base and everything like that, it can go a bit quicker. But if you're not providing that good content that you think people are going to like and that people are generally liking, it's not going to go as quick. So have that understanding. Next bit is start to talk about hardware and software. Obviously, if you're going to be doing game recording, you have a couple different bits that you can go through on there. You can have an external capture card that goes and hooks through your computer and records onto that device. That's a beautiful thing because it limits the amount of resources that you're going to have to provide for that on your computer. I'll have to try to figure out a little bit later on, and I'll have to put up kind of a list of different capture devices that you can do externally. But I know like the HomePod HD DVR2 is one system that does. You can actually hook it up to another computer and have it to where it's recording off of an input from your main computer and have that secondary computer there just as a capture device. Be a good idea. It's great too because that makes it to where it's doing nothing to your internal computer and to what you're playing the games on, so you're not losing anything. And it's taking that and putting it out at 30 or 40 frames a second. Typically you want to keep it at 30 frames a second at 1080p. Boom, captures it to another device. You're good to go. You're golden. As long as you got the storage, you're good. But getting that good quality video and audio, because like I said before, video can only go so far. Audio is what you got to look at. What's going to have a good quality sound in the voice? You always there's reasons why there's certain people that do movie announcements and advertisements on TV and commercials is because they have that voice. They can sit there and say to you, make sure you guys come and buy these things over here, and you want to definitely come and buy them because it's a limited time offer, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I need that, I want that. Yeah, it might be a product that you actually genuinely do need or want, but they don't have a guy that's like, hey man, you need to come get this stuff, or that's not going to sell anything on a commercial unless they're selling stuff that's crappy screaming. Anyways, good quality audio. You don't have to have the best microphone, but you have to have one that's decent, that can pick up good quality sound, that doesn't clip every time you sneeze or burp or talk a little bit louder. It doesn't clip. So good quality video, good quality audio. My recommendations is, a lot of times you can pick up a decent quality microphone that will sound good in recordings, either as a part of a headset or just an individual microphone, from anywhere from $10, well, I'd say $15, $20 to, I mean, you can spend as much as you want, but cheapest you can find is typically about $15, $20, and you can get different things. I always recommend going to like Best Buy or something like that and getting gaming headsets, gaming mics. If you want a good quality, inexpensive one, you want to go with something like a Snowball or a Yeti from Blue. I'm in love with the Blue brand. My microphone that I use is a Bluebird microphone, and that's just because it's made for audio. I don't recommend you buying this one unless you're doing music, because that's a $300 microphone. It's a microphone that I use for music, though. For doing podcasts, the Yetis have gotten down to where they're under $100. The Snowballs are pretty decent, except they're a broad range microphone, so they're going to pick up all of your background sound, which is going to make it a little bit harder to edit. You're going to get that hum inside of it. The Yetis, though, are a good microphone, and you can get them for about $80. I know that it's a little bit more expensive, but that's not what you have to use for a starter microphone. You don't have to go out and spend $80 because Dream told me to. That'd be a terrible idea. If you have the money that you can use that with, or if Christmas is coming up, if you can get a couple people and be like, I don't want you to get me a gift, just get me like a $20 money order or whatever, so I can buy a microphone for myself. It'd be a good idea. That right there, though, probably kind of brings us into another bit of the hardware, and that is with just the games. Obviously, you want to make it a game that you can play, that you're going to be doing. If you have a decent computer to where you can play the games, but you can't run a capture device, that's what I talked about a little bit earlier with having an external capture device. If not, if you are going to have to be stuck working with inside your own computer, look for the programs like Bandicam or Fraps that are cheap and inexpensive. Bandicam, I think, is like $40. It's a really good quality device, and it uses very little system resources. That's why I use it to record. Other ones out there, Fraps, there's a few through Steam that you can get, but I haven't ever tested them. But I know there's a couple of forums that you can just type in Google, and like type in Bandicam comparison chart or Fraps comparison, different things like that. But I mean, keeping those kind of bits of information is what you're really going to want to look at. What's going to be the least amount of system resources that it can use? What can be the cheapest? If it comes down to the fact that until you start making money, whenever I started off, a lot of stuff that I needed, I would torrent. Software, I would torrent, just because I didn't have the funds. I didn't have, $800 for this Adobe's product or $2,500 for this Master Suite collection. And I torrented it. Whenever I started making the funds to where I could purchase it or purchase the different things, I did that process. I can pay for it now. I'm, have funds coming in, and I want to use this product. I use this product, so I want to pay for it. Take care of it that way. Never just outright steal something. If you can use it until the point to where you can pay for it, and then pay for it and use it. You know what I mean? I guess that's still kind of a stealing, but regardless. The next line is, for me, I use the Adobe Master Suite collection. I love it. It's a great bit of software, and I use it for multiple things. So I use After Effects to make my intros and to do little special effects and stuff like that. But typically I use it for intros. The pre-bumpers and the post-bumpers and stuff like that, it's great for that. Premiere, I have it set up to where once I bring those intros, I can put those in my spots and bring my video in and do my editing for my timing and stuff like that I want, and just add it right into there to that bit. Right click on my stuff and use Adobe Audition to clean up my vocals. So I have a lot cleaner sound so that there's no hum behind me. Render it all out and you're good to go. Set it up for your settings that are compatible to YouTube in your set. Going and uploading and annotating, descripting. If you record in bulk like I do, I use a program called TextBeast Pro. It's a multi-system clipboard. So you can copy and paste multiple things. You can actually have stuff set up in there to where I can keep my keywords or my tags that I put on a video, and I can keep that as Minecraft or Battlefield or Euro Truck Simulator or Kerbal Space Program or whatever game it is. So anytime I upload one of those videos, I don't have to go back and make up all the tags every time. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I do it that way, and it makes it a lot easier. So there's lots of little different things that you can do to make it more time efficient for your time management, especially if you're younger and you're still going to classes, you're still going to school. You don't have a lot of time each day. You get out, you want to get, a video done, record, and if you're doing it to where it's like a montage style, record 2 or 3 hours of video or an hour of video, cut out and make it to where it's no longer than 5 or 6 minutes. That way it's compressed. People can watch it in a short sitting. They're not going to watch it for 20 minutes because it'll get boring to watch a montage video after, 5 or 6 minutes. Different things along those lines. I mean, it's all little bits of information. I know I've covered a broad spectrum. I could possibly break it down a little bit further on if you guys want that kind of thing. But it's one of those things that it just depends on what you have to start off with and what you can get to help yourself out. And you don't have to get everything at once. You can add it on piece by piece. It's not a big problem on there. And doing all that, I mean, the subscriber base will come eventually. It takes time, but they will start filtering in even more. Be able to do that. So I hope that was a little bit of information for you that did help you out. ONFs, if that doesn't answer all your questions, send me another message and let me know, or comment down below on this one, and I can respond back to you in the chat. If there is information that I did give in here that wasn't, you still have questions on, guys, drop it down in the comments below. I'm here to help out. We can all get better. Doesn't have to be just an individual. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you do have any other questions, send them. I read every comment. I read every YouTube message that I get. I may not be able to respond to all of them because some of them just can't be responded to, but I try to respond back to every single one that I can. If it's some knowledge that I have, I'll try to give out my knowledge. Let me know if you guys liked doing these, just doing a weekly, responding to messages. I don't know. It's pretty fun. But until next time, guys, I am Dreamweaver23 reminding you to game happy, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.